The boy signed his name with a hand that trembled only once. He told himself it was from the cold. The harbor in that year smelled of tar, salt, and wet rope. Ships leaned against the tide like tired beasts, their masts groaning softly in the fog. He was 17 and had never seen the open sea. The captain did not ask if he could swim. He did not care. He only asked if he could work. By dusk, he was aboard. The older sailors spoke little the first days out, but when they did, it was never of storms or pirates. It was always of voices. Not singing, one of them corrected, chewing slowly. Calling. They told him the sea sometimes could shape longing into sound, that it learned what a man missed most and returned it to him, sweeter than memory. Wives, mothers, lost children, sometimes laughter. Whatever you hear, another warned, do not answer, and never look for who speaks. The boy nodded. He was young enough to believe courage meant not being afraid. Months into their work, the boy awoke. The sea grew still. No wind, no swell. The ship drifted on a black mirror that swallowed the moon. Even the ropes hung without motion. The silence pressed against the ears like deep water. Then he heard her. Not a song, a voice, soft, curious, almost shy, as though someone stood just beyond sight and spoke only for him. He told himself it was the hull settling, the water shifting, the creak of wood. But the voice spoke again, and this time it used his name. He had never told it to anyone aboard. They had never even asked. He stood at the rail before he realized he had moved. Below, the sea glowed faintly. Pale shapes moved beneath the surface like drifting silk. Then she rose with the quiet grace of something that belonged to the water. She appeared no older than he was. Her hair spread around her like ink in water. Her eyes were not monstrous, not hollow, only impossibly patient. She regarded him as one might study a star reflected in a pond. "You are lonely," she said. He wanted to deny it. He wanted to call for the others. But the truth of it loosened something inside him that he had not known was tight. And her voice, it was beautiful beyond words. "Yes," he whispered. She lifted one pale hand above the surface. The gesture was neither command nor plea, only invitation. "They told you not to listen," she said gently, "but they do not know what it is to suffer the way you do." He thought of the endless horizon, of days without shore, of nights filled only with creaking wood and distant waves. He thought of how no one aboard spoke his name and few spoke his language. "Join me," she said softly. Her smile was small, almost sad. The water around her shimmered with soft light. He did not notice when he climbed the rail. He did not feel the cold when he stepped forward. The sea accepted him without resistance, as though it had been waiting. The last thing he saw before the surface closed above him was her face drawing near. Beautiful, solemn. There was no struggle. On the deck above, the older sailors awoke to still water and silence. They did not call out or even look for him. They already knew. By morning the wind returned. The ship moved on. And far below, where light dares not to shine, something moved in the dark, and the sea had learned a new voice.